Hey, Bill Shaka here. Welcome, sales management, to another edition of Crush Your Company's Quota. Today, I would like to discuss with you the rule of three in selling. I did a similar episode on my other channel, my other YouTube channel called the 5-Minute Motivator. You may want to take a look at that. On the rule of three, but I've kind of aligned it here more for selling. Now, let me give it to you in context, kind of an historical context, and you can see what I mean by the rule of three. Think of Janis Joplin. What was her mantra? What was her claim to fame? Sex, drugs, rock and roll. 60 years later, we still remember that. How about this great cereal? Snap, crackle, pop. 100 years later, we still remember Snap, Crackle, and Pop. How about Caesar? We came, we saw, we conquered. 2,000 years later, still using that rule of three. Or a more familiar version of that from Ghostbusters. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. But it's the same thing, it's three. I'd like you to consider what you can do with that in terms of sales. For example, let's say you're selling some type of machinery and you want to come up with a quick mantra to be able to give to your sales force to sell this properly. How about this? Price, performance, and profit. And now you can wrap around that to say we offer this at a very competitive price. It's the best performance in the industry. And with the price and performance, you, Mr. Prospect, or you, Ms. Prospect, are going to be increasing your profits. Price, performance, profit. You need to figure out what is the three in your business. I don't know what it is, but you do. I know when I am in the process of getting involved in a sales mode, for me, my rule of three is goals, success, and motivation. And not necessarily in that order, depending on what the prospect wants. Goal setting is what I wrap many of my tentacles around, and goal setting drives success. And success occurs through persistent goal setting or motivation. But I can alter those any way I see fit. You need to think that same process through. Now, once you have your rule of three, your three-legged stool, you need to coach your salespeople through that process. And one of the best ways you can coach your salespeople through that process is by getting them together and asking for their input. Let them figure out the best story they can tell. Then let them present that story to the group at large. And what's going to happen is you're going to be able to piece together some really cool information to have a script on the rule of three. So, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, this works on a whole bunch of different levels. Because first of all, it's easy to remember. All right, if you have individuals that can't remember price, performance, and profit, you have to actually wonder whether or not they should be in the organization. I mean, it's three simple words. But besides the ease of remembering this three-step process in selling, you're also condensing an extremely powerful story into a compressed format where individuals can then take off. You're giving them the palette. Good salespeople can then be the artists and do what they need to use that process. Experiment with this. Play with it a little bit. And I think what you're going to find is that if you work with your people in setting the proper goals to move the notion of the rule of three in sales forward, you're going to be moving toward crushing your company's quota. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of goal setting, check the text. in the YouTube channel just below it. And take a look at the free guide that I'm offering on 7-day SMART goals. Also, take a look at some of the goals courses I have. You may find them extremely interesting. Keep this in mind. I've got goal setting for sales management on the table, ready to come out, along with the coaching salespeople course just for you. Sales management. Talk soon. Bill Shaka. Bye.